Hello YouTube, welcome to today's episode. I'm the Apex Kid. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment down below. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about supplements. What do they do and how to take them properly. Now, if you're familiar with the supplement industry, there is a lot of them out there. So we're not going to be covering all of them, but we will be covering the top 5 or the big 5 when it comes to supplements in your workout routines. Proteins, pre-workout, amino acids, creatine, and multivitamins. Now, when it comes to these supplements, there are a lot of brands out there. Here I just have some general ones that I personally like to use. I'm not being sponsored. You're gonna find a lot of variations between brands. It's the same thing like buying a car. You know, they both are gonna get you from point A to point B, but one might get you there faster, one might be a little bit more comfortable. It's gonna be the same thing with these supplements. So let's go ahead and get started with protein. Now, if you remember in the last video that I did and it talked about diet, proteins are what muscles are made out of. So this should be essential in everybody's diet, all right? Not a single person should not be having or should be lacking protein when it comes to their workout routine. So protein shakes are a really good and effective way of supplementing your protein intake because not everyone has the opportunity to go home and cook a chicken breast or cook a giant flank steak in order to get their protein 30 minutes within their workout. So protein shakes work really well. Now, ideally for a protein shake, what you want is something that's gonna be lean, all right? So something that doesn't have a lot of fat, a lot of carbs, a lot of sugar, a lot of sodium. The less, the better of those things. What you do want is high quality protein. If you can get protein isolate, that's the best one. But there are other forms of protein. The majority which you will find is whey, or otherwise it comes from milk. Now, for example, this protein, it is pretty lean. Some of the other ones you may find slightly leaner, but ideally if you're trying to lose weight, you want to be mixing your protein with water. A lot of protein, from my own personal experience, tastes horrible when you mix it with just water, or they don't mix very well. So sometimes you do have to cut in a little bit of milk just in order to make it supportable. But find yourself a good brand, a good company that tastes really good, that you're going to be able to enjoy drinking. And again, if you're trying to lose weight or cut down, water is going to be your best friend. Now, if you're trying to gain weight, trying to gain muscle, whatever the case may be, then you're more than welcome to use milk in your protein shake. Milk is going to add some extra calories, some extra protein, and a little bit of fat that, again, is essential in everyone's diet. Ideally, you want to take protein within 30 minutes after working out. Now, remember that your body can only process about 30 grams of protein at a time. So if you're double scooping or triple scooping trying to get a lot of protein, chances are you're just going to waste most of it. You want to make it so that within 30 minutes, you take another scoop or another serving of protein. That way you're maximizing and you're not just blowing through cash and spending your products. The next thing that we're going to talk about, I'm going to go ahead and put this over here. The next thing that we're going to talk about is pre-workout. Now, pre-workout is a very popular product, especially among guys. Now, this is a popular product because it gives you energy. Most pre-workouts have a ton of caffeine and other ingredients that help stimulate your minds, help stimulate your muscles. The best way I can describe a pre-workout is it gives you a marginally better workout. For example, when you're working out, let's say you're boxing or you're running, after about 10 minutes or so, maybe your legs start to feel like lead, your arms start to get really heavy. That's because of lactic acid buildup in your muscles. And lactic acid buildup is a result of lack of oxygen. And what brings oxygen to the muscles? Your blood. So what pre-workouts do is they maximize your efficiency or your blood flow and get that blood that carries the oxygen, carries vitamins, and carries minerals to your muscles. They get there a lot more efficiently, just a little bit faster, so that you can go a little longer, you can go a little stronger or harder in the gym. And it gives you a marginally better workout, and in the long run, once you finish with your cycle, it'll give you marginally better results. Now, the biggest problem I have with pre-workout is that nobody takes it right. Honestly, just follow the instructions. You should be cycling pre-workout, which means that you're supposed to take it for 3 weeks or a month and then be off of it for 3 weeks to a month. You want to give your body some time to rest off of it. Too many times I've seen people get hooked on this stuff, they take it, and once it stops working after a month or two, they start taking more of it. And remember, this is, affecting your heart, so you kind of want to make sure that you're giving your body enough time to reset, and that is the real meaning. So if you're going to be taking a pre-workout, make sure you're following the instructions so you don't cause yourself some harm. Now, with that being said, there again is different types of pre-workout. You can find some that are caffeine free, but in my opinion, pre-workouts are good for you if you're taking them the correct way. Ideally, with a pre-workout, you want to take this about 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes before you start working out. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is amino acids. Now, I absolutely love amino acids. Why? Well, everyone hates being sore after doing leg day. Amino acids can really help with that. If you're a person who suffers a lot of soreness because you're going in really hard, or maybe you're just new to the gym and you haven't worked out in a while, so that initial soreness is kicking in, amino acids can really help because, like I mentioned in another video, proteins, which we already spoken about, are broken down into amino acids. Now, if you were to take a scoop of protein, chances are it's going to have anywhere from about 100 calories to about 200 calories, so it's going to augment that diet. Well, with amino acids, most of them only have about 5 to 10 calories, which is pretty much just the flavoring. So you're getting the same effect as protein, which helps rebuild muscle, helps you recover, but with no calories. Now, with that being said, that does not mean that amino acids should substitute your protein. Reason being is a lot of the proteins that are broken down aren't broken down into certain amino acids. There are different types of amino acids. So having a supplement in your amino acids can definitely make that change, can make a jump in seeing your results in your recovery. It can make it so that instead of working out chest only, once or twice a week, you might be able to do it 3 or 4 times a week because you're taking enough amino acids and you're recovering fast enough to see those results. Ideally, with amino acids, you want to take it after your workout. Preferentially, I like to take it during my workout. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is creatine. Now, creatine is very popular amongst men. I do not recommend creatine for women, just because women already bloat because of their menstrual cycles. It already causes some water retention, and they're trying to avoid that. So ideally with women, you want to avoid products that do contain water-retaining chemicals, such as creatine. Now, in regards to men, what this does is it helps your muscles retain water. Now, according to the laws of energy and the laws of mass equals energy. So the bigger you are, the stronger or the more output you should be able to put out in your workout. Well, even if it is water weight, you should still see a marginal increase in your workout and in your strength while you're taking it. Again, this is something that you want to cycle. It is not something that you want to stay on. And make sure you take it properly. For the first week that you take this, you can take 3 to 5 scoops. It's called a loading phase. And then once you're fully loaded on the creatine, you go to 1 scoop a day for about 3 weeks. So this what it does is it gives you more mass, it fills up your body with water, and then once you finish your cycle with the creatine, that water weight should leave. You should still keep all of the results though from your strength training. So this is a really good product if you're trying to gain weight or gain muscle. I highly recommend it, but just make sure again that you're taking it properly. The last thing that we're going to be talking about is multivitamins. Now, this is the #1 thing that is overlooked when it comes to buying products. I can't tell you how many people spend hundreds of dollars on proteins, creatines, amino acids, and they forget to get a good multivitamin. The truth is, our body is not like a cooking recipe where if you're missing one ingredient, you can still pretty much make the entire meal and it'll come out fine. Our bodies are like well-built machines where if it's missing one ingredient to make muscle or to burn fat, it won't do it. That's what these vitamins come in for. Now, you don't need any of these supplements if you have proper diet, but most of us don't. And that's where these supplements come into place. So if you get yourself a good multivitamin, that is going to be the thing that pushes your diet to the next level. That is what it's going to be supplementing. In other words, these supplements your diet to where it should be. And with the proper amount of vitamins, you're going to have all of the ingredients to build your muscle or burn your fat. With that being said, I highly recommend that you always look into the value of the products that you're buying. There's a lot of companies out there, like I mentioned before, and some of them are really expensive, and the quality is the same as some of the other things that you can find, for 40% of what you would pay for these other things. Just to name some companies that I've seen a lot of people kind of fall into the habit: Visalis, Herbalife, For Life. These are all companies that sell these products, these supplements, and they work, but the price that you're getting for it, it's not worth it. So ideally, for the average consumer like yourself, shop around, speak to a professional like a personal trainer if you have any questions on what works and what doesn't work, and also test things out for yourself. What may work for one person may not necessarily work for another. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section down below. I would love to answer it in the next video. And also in this week's video on the comment section, I'm going to be posting our raffle winner for all those who have posted comments in the past. So I really enjoyed talking to you about all these products. I hope you learned something. And once again, I hope you hit the subscribe button, watch next week's video, and we'll see you soon. Again, I'm the Apex Kid. Bye-bye, YouTube.